Okay, boss. Um, we've been seeing about transformations, right? So, as part of transformations, we can also do currency conversion. Okay. Currency conversion can be handled in transformations. Okay. Now, for example, if you have to do currency conversion, what is it you need to know? You need to know what? From currency and then what? So, I give you some amount saying 1000 to convert this. You would expect to know what? From currency to currency and what? Exchange rate. And once given this, you can always convert any currency to any currency. So, in BW, so if I need to perform currency conversion, we need to have exchange rates. Yeah, and all the exchange rates are maintained in a table called T curves. T curve is a table where all the exchange rates are maintained. Now you get to see a mandate slide, and look at what is this? Kursat, F curve, T curve. F curve is what? From currency, and T curve is to currency, and G date is nothing but valid from which date it is valid, because the exchange rates are time dependent, right? It keeps changing, fluctuating. So from which date it is being valid, and what's the exchange rate, what is the value of the rate. And there is something called Kursat which will give you different exchange rates. So when you maintain an exchange rate, you will have different types: average rate, middle rate, fixed rate, or historical rate, and different types of rates. That is defined by exchange rate type. If you say, for example, I want to see it from USD to say Euro. Say from USD to Euro, this is the date which is valid from, and you see different exchange rates like this. Actually 1003 is nothing but historical rate. What is historic? You will have different types of rate. Business would tell you which rate to be used. Business will indicate you which rate has to be used in. Yeah, that is one point. Yeah? So you have all the exchange rates here. Now next point is, how did I get these rates into this table? Generally you don't maintain any exchange rates manually in BW. No. How did I get this is, generally all the exchange rates should be maintained in your ECC table. ECC system, they use some ABAP mechanism where they keep updating their exchange rates. Even in ECC you will have a table called T-curve table, where all the exchange rates are maintained. What I need to do is I need to bring the exchange rates from T-curve table in ECC to T-curve table in BW. So how do I bring that is, you go to source systems, and this is my connection. This is the source system which is connecting my R3 and BW bus. Now right click on this, you will have option. What is this here? First, transfer global settings. First we will have to replicate all currencies and units. Okay, first we are worried about currency conversion, so I will say currencies, then I will say rebuild tables. Whatever the currencies which are maintained in ECC will be replicated into BW system. And what is the table where all the currencies are maintained bus? T-curve. So T-curve C. Yeah? T-curve is exchange rates and T-curve C is codes. T-curve C is a table which will have all the currency codes which are supported. First I am going to bring in all the currencies like this. Okay. If I do like this, it is like one time job. Yeah. Or I can schedule this like a background job. Program menu, say execute in background, say output device LP01 something. I'll fix it, don't worry. Immediate and say save. Yeah. So now it says, look at this, background job was scheduled for a program RS IMP CUST. Yeah. So I can observe this job in SM37 now. RS IMP CUST. What is it says? Job is done, it's successfully done. So generally if you want to do only once, you can just do it manually as a background job. But if you want it to be regularly done, there might be some projects where you deal lot with currencies and you want to keep replicating the new currencies here. So what I would do is, when you go to this Here, when you right click, say transfer global settings, is it a program here? Look at this, RSIMP I'm getting this screen when I run the program. What I can do, I can run this program in the background in the process chain. I told you in BW for scheduling all the background jobs, we would be using something called process chains, which we will see. But so this program can be put into process chain so that runs in the background every day or every week or every month, depending on the requirement. Yeah. Then once you bring in the currencies, I must replicate the exchange rates. You can right click and say then what? What is this? Transfer exchange rates. You can specify for which exchange rate you want to replicate, or if you just say all transfer exchange rates again, it rebuilds all the exchange rates what from the ECC system. So it has updated this T-CUR table with 14,134 records. Okay. Now if I go to my table, it is still valid. Now look at this. It is improved now. Previously I had only some exchange rate, but now did I get lot of exchange rates now? I can see from USD to there are around 1,000 records. Previously it was just showing me 10. It is updated now. Yeah. I have lots now. It has been valid from different dates. I see it's been valid. Yeah. I can start descending. The latest one I've got is with exchange rate of what? 10/6/2005. I can also see. I want to see whether do we have something from INR to USD something. Nothing. Or USD to INR. There is no INR, but I just have Euro or Japanese or something like this. But I can only do conversions if the exchange rates are maintained here. Okay, we are not worried about maintaining exchange rates. We only bring the exchange rates from ECC to BW by this. Now, if I want to do this regularly, then what do you do? Again, this is actually a program. Again, RSIMP CUR. That was IMP custom. This is IMP CUR. I can use this program in the background in process chains and schedule this in the background. Okay. So if I do this every monthly, the exchange rates are replicated, or every daily, every week, depending on your requirements. Okay. So let's say once the exchange rates are updated, I can use these exchange rates and do the conversion. Okay, boss. Yeah. Now, so when you want to do conversion, how do we do this? Okay. I already have a cube, simple cube with year, document number, amount and currency. Only 4 info objects I have got a cube. Yeah. And I already have a data source. Which is just give me values in. It was a different file, but I already loaded this in the data source and kept it ready. The file was in a different system. 2 document numbers, year and amounts are 12,000 and what? 13,000. Both are in which currency? USD. But when I load it to my cube, I want to convert them to euros. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect both of them with the help of transformations. If I just do like this, is it like direct mapping or not? So when you want to go for currency conversion, what you do first is assign your info objects for the amount. Amount is Z amount, and for CUR it is, what is target? I currency in my cube. First do the assignment of the info object for it. Now here, now I currency is mapped with CUR field from the source. If I want to do conversion, it should not take directly from the source. It has to do currency conversion. So I'll say drop down. I'll say what? From conversion. When I say from conversion, what does it ask me? conversion types. Clear? When I say don't take the currency from the source, do the currency conversion. It asks me conversion type. So what I should do is, first thing is, I should create a conversion type and give the conversion type here. So I need to create my own conversion type which will have all the details about what is my source currency, what is my target currency, what is the exchange rate I have to use. All those details will be in exchange rate type. Okay. Conversion type. We use a T code rscur to create our own conversion type. Yeah. Okay. I'll say YC U to something. I'm just giving conversion type as Y conversion of USD to Euro and say what? Create. So in this conversion type, I'm going to give all the details about what is my source currency, what is my target currency, what type of exchange rate it has to use, all those details. Look at this. Exchange rate, which exchange rate type it has to use, I'm saying you can specify variable or whatever it is, but now I'm going fixing it as I'm going to say what? Historical rate 1003 has to be used. Now go to currency. From currency is what? Is my from currency fixed as USD or should consider this source incoming currency as source currency? If I'm loading record with USD, it has considered that. So I'll say source currency from what? From data record. But target currency should be always what? I'm fixing it as what? Euros. Now time reference. Is my exchange rate validity on the time period? Now which date it has to consider? I'll say I'm going fixing the date now. Suppose if you want to use cal day, which is the date of transaction, I can say what? I can say info pro time specific special info bit. I can say 0 info cal day here. Depends on scenario. I'm saying key date. I'm just giving some date now. For exchange rate, I will say only 1003 historical rate from USD to Euro. Asal leda. So there is no historical rates first. So I should consider only rates which is already there. Shall I choose M, average middle rate? M, so I say exchange rate as a word. What will I say? M, what is standard rate? Okay, average rate. And now if I see my date validity, pick the latest, sort them on the ascending. What is the latest date? Something like 23rd/07/2009. So I'm giving the next day of it. So from 23rd it is always valid the same rate. What is the rate here? 0.80. So I need to so if you don't have anything, I just have to multiply that value with this value and convert it actually. Okay. Say save this. That's it. I've defined this conversion type here. Now go back to your transformations. If you say F4, do you see yours? YCU underscore EUR specified. So now look at this. It takes output as what? Euro. Okay. Say transfer value. Check. Everything is fine. Transfer values and activate. I already have this in the data source. I just have to run the DTP and trigger the load. Not done. Now you see the value in what? Euros. Now 12,000 has been set to 9,300 and 13,000 has become 10,000 because it is multiplied with 0.08 something. Actually dollar USD kante euros ekku undalla, but here attundi. Okay boss. That's what. It's all depends how you configure your conversion type. That's why I said target source currency could be anything, but ultimate target would be you would convert everything to one currency. So I said source is from currency is from data record, target is to what, euros, and date validity is this. But sometimes you might say date is not the fixed date, I want to use cal day value, because based on the date of transaction it has to pick the exchange rate. Then I will say special info bit and I use cal day here. Then in the incoming record it uses the cal day value as my date reference and convert as per that value. Okay.
For example, if I have business going on in my US, right, or Europe, and then Latin America wants to check that what currency is going on in Europe, for example. So in that case, when your US counterpart wants to look at it, they can look at the sales in Europe in terms of USDs, and then they want to see, let's say.
Yeah, I understand. You are saying now I am converting everything to USD, right? But I don't fix that conversion to USD.
Right.
Because some users want to see in dollars, some users want to see in euros. Then what I do is I will not do currency conversion here. Okay. We'll see that later. But you don't do currency conversion here. Then that time you will store in normal dollars only in cube. In the reporting level, you do currency conversion where the target currency can be set as a variable. So based on the input, it converts the target currency to them. That is done at the reporting level. But in the transformations, you are going to fix it to some currency. You cannot make it dynamic. You understood his requirement? He is saying you are converting it to euros, but some users wants to see in USD, some users wants to see the values in euros. Then what happens? The conversion has to be done dynamically, but at the runtime of the query. Then we do that in query level. But if you want to transform it into the fixed values in the backend, then it's transformations. So you can do currency conversion at the reporting level as well as transformations also.